Thank you for listening to Borrego Valley Community Radio. Radio by the community, for the community.
Well, hello out there, Borrego and beyond. This is DJ MJ, and it's time for Winery Wednesdays. I'm here in lovely Ramona, visiting with Teri, the owner, co-owner with her husband, Micole, of Ramona Ranch Winery. And first off, I want to say hello, Teri.
Hi, thanks for having us.
This is a wonderful day to do this. It's gorgeous out, everyone. It's a little warm, but the winery has perfect cover, and the inside is gorgeous, you guys. I'm going to take pictures so you're not going to miss any of what I'm seeing, what I'm experiencing today. But first off, I just wanted to find out, Teri, how many years has this winery been established?
So my husband and I moved to Ramona in 2004, started making wine in 2005, planted our first vineyards in 2006, and then in 2012 decided to open to the public. So we opened on Saturdays only, 4 barrels of wine off our house patio. Did that for the next 10 years as we grew with the valley. Mm-hmm. And then in 2022, we actually moved into this tasting room and production that we designed and built on site specifically to process our wines, age them, and serve the consumer.
And that's impressive to put all of that into it, to put your heart and soul into something, and to know this is how I want the place to look.
Yes.
Because then it's personalized. It's not like you just came into a place that was already established. You started this literally from the ground floor up then.
From the ground floor up. We were kind of like the old Southwest Airlines story where we drew it out on a napkin and just figured out what we wanted it to look like. The focus was definitely on the production area, but I also tried to think of wineries that we had visited over the years and what wineries stood out. So I knew I wanted to have big statement chandeliers. So those are crystal chandeliers from Europe. And that was my big splurge, along with all of these windows.
All right.
And the historic beam.
I will have pictures of the chandeliers. You can guarantee that, because if anyone knows MJ, I love sparkly things, and these are gorgeous. All right. So I love the windows, and I love that the lighting that comes into the room is so warm and welcoming. And I love the back wall. It's gray and black.
Yeah.
But it's mixed up. It's beautiful.
Thank you. It's supposed to look like old concrete because we didn't want, while the building is new, we didn't want it to feel brand new when you walked in. We wanted it to feel comfortable. And so that was part of that. And then the beam is actually over 100 years old from an old Ramona barn.
And that's fitting for a place that's here in Ramona, to have that type of homey feel to it, which I appreciate. It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous beam, people. All right. I can talk about the architecture and the beauty that's all around me, but I promise I will take pictures of everything that I'm seeing today, and I will share it on our Instagram, or let me correct that, maybe on my Instagram, but definitely the radio station's page on Facebook. And if you're just now tuning in, this is DJ MJ here on BVCR The Ram, and I'm interviewing Teri for Winery Wednesdays here at Ramona Ranch Winery. And she was just telling us about how long the family has had this establishment, and it's been around for years, and it's so beautiful here. And moving on, the name of it, Ramona Ranch. We talked about the name. You mentioned some information about the name, and that people think you should name it something else. But why is it called Ramona Ranch Winery?
Because we have an assortment of animals here. So one of the reasons we moved to Ramona was to be in the country. And I'm a softie at heart, so we have several rescue animals around here, from rescue goats, rescue ponies. I'm the one who will take in chickens that people don't want anymore because they're no longer laying. We've got rescue cats, rescue dogs. So ranch really encompasses all we do. In addition to making wine and growing grapes, we also have our own garden, our own fruit trees, and we also dabbled this past year with raising our own market pigs.
Ooh, okay. So you can get some bacon from your own animals.
Yes, we don't sell it, but my husband does make his own bacon.
Just for yourselves.
Yeah.
You know what, and that's that old style way of doing things that has slowly been coming back. As many of you know, I do a lot of hands-on crafts, from knitting to spinning to producing and practicing making my fiber the way I want it. So this hits home with me. And this is wonderful to be talking with Teri, finding all these wonderful things. Is there any chance I'm going to get to see any of the animals today?
Sure, absolutely. If we look out the window, we can see some of them. The chickens were
I
running
saw the
around.
Chickens. Yeah, they look really happy.
I just saw a horse walk by. So yeah, you can definitely see the animals when you're here. We also do sell chicken eggs. But you're exactly right. I mean, we really try to, when we sit down to dinner, that everything is local. So if I don't grow it, Ramona has tons of wonderful farm stands.
Yes, they do.
And then, like I said, my husband taught himself this year how to actually cure the pork belly and make bacon. So we got a commercial meat slicer, and he's slicing and making his own bacon. So we try to really focus on food and, of course, wine that is naturally grown. We are San Diego County's only certified sustainable vineyard and winery. So our entire property, 10 acres, is Roundup free, pesticide free. We practice integrated pest management, which basically means we use native cover crops in our vineyards rather than commercial cover crops. So we bring in a variety of different plants, which bring in a variety of different birds, which then will eat the bugs that are drawn to the vineyards rather than spraying. So it's called integrated pest management. So you'll see owl boxes around the property, you'll see bluebird boxes, perches, just to try and bring in a wide variety of birds to help naturally control any grape pests.
And how smart is that, people? That is incredibly intelligent to do it that way. And that's literally taking your product that you're producing for your home even is from farm to table. So getting eggs here would be a great idea, because you know that if you're getting it here, you're not dealing with a lot of extra things that you might deal with in other places or just even the grocery stores. Because organic eggs, I don't understand why organic is always costing us an arm and a leg more than just the other stuff, but I understand what it takes to produce it. But I'm a big fan of growing my own vegetables, which I do. I can grow as much as I can during the calm season. So, and I read something interesting that you told me about the water, how you do your irrigation. I love that because it reminds me of some things I saw in Mexico. Can you please share with our listeners about that?
Sure. So what we do for our irrigations is we first of all, conventional farming, let me just back it up a little bit. Conventional farming is when we would irrigate, let's say, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then when you look to that, maybe the vine doesn't need that much water, maybe it needs more. And so when you start to water based on what the actual plant needs, one, you're helping the plant be healthier.
Right.
And two, you're helping the environment because you're not wasting a resource.
Exactly.
So here we water using drip lines, so just tiny little emitters that give the vine what they need. And then on our property, we have catchment systems which catch the runoff, putting it back into our water table.
So smart.
Yeah, and we worked with the National Resource Conservation District engineering to develop the water systems to keep our water on our property and go back into the water table rather than have runoff.
Okay, you can't see my face right now, but my eyes are bugging out because I'm extremely impressed with just the details. These are things that I would love to do on our property in the future, just for myself and Mike, for our home. It's a great way to make sure that you're not overusing anything and that things aren't going to get wasted. So that's another reason to visit this winery, because they're trying to do things that's better for the earth and for the environment. And at the end of it all, it's going to be better for all of us involved, because if they're doing A, B, C, and D, then E and F just flow so much nicer.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things I encourage anybody who loves wine is to just do a little bit of research and look at where your wine's coming from, how it's grown, what products are used. There's a lot of information out there right now on some products that maybe we don't want to be consuming
That are in the wine?
In mass-produced wines.
Ooh.
So do some research, look at it, and if you can, buy your wine from a small producer. Because you can know, the wine we're selling is the wine we're drinking. So we want to make it sure that it's good.
That's huge. because as many of us have allergies and sensitivities to different types of food, and bringing that into our bodies in the purest form is going to be better in the long run. That's what we're supposed to have. You're supposed to it's just basically the grapes that have been pressed and fermented, right?
Right, and we actually practice non-inoculated fermentation.
Which means?
Which means we use native yeast.
Yay.
So we don't buy a commercial yeast and have it shipped in. We use what's naturally occurring in our vines. And so it does make for a longer, slower fermentation process. But it's worth it. Yes, the resulting wine is more complex. So I use the example of sourdough made with a starter versus white bread made with yeast in a package.
Big difference. That is a big difference. I
think
love that.
As a chef, you can really appreciate that too.
Absolutely.
The complexity. Yeah.
It's
not as easy to use native yeast, but the end product is better.
It's worth it. And they always say it's always about the beginning ingredients. If you buy ground beef, that's just plain ground beef, you're getting plain ground beef. But if you buy a steak and you grind it yourself, that's some delicious ground beef. I'm just saying. So my next question for you here at Ramona Ranch Winery is, how long have you been a wine lover, or do you consider yourself a connoisseur? And tell us a little bit about your educational background. It's very interesting. You all have to hear this.
Well, thank you. So I was originally in the military, so that's why I ended up in San Diego. And then I went into healthcare, and I was in healthcare as a director with HealthNet and then Centene for 30 years and doing the winery on the side. And then I got laid off in 2021, and it seemed like the natural progression to focus my time and energy on growing the winery and doing what I love, rather than spending all my time and energy working for someone else. So,
I know that's right.
Both my husband and I, and frankly everybody who works here, is WSET trained. So it's Wine Spirit Education Trust out of London. It's equivalent to a sommelier, but the focus, where a sommelier's focus is on food and wine pairing and service, ours is on wine making and how it's grown.
And that sounds fascinating. I know you give wine tastings and workshops too here, yes?
Yes, we do classes. We have one coming up the end of the month, March 29th. We're doing a deep dive into our estate Tannat, and we'll talk about how the Tannat is grown, how there's less than 0.1% of vineyards in California actually growing the Tannat grape.
And isn't that your special one?
It is, yeah. Along with Sangiovese, our specialties are our estate Tannat and our estate Sangiovese.
Ooh, very nice. So that's quite a rich background that you have. All the different experiences and jobs that you've gone through. Do you feel like all of that has helped you have a better appreciation for being able to do these things at home?
Absolutely. I think one thing that, if nothing else, one thing in the military teaches you is to take initiative and to practice critical thinking.
Absolutely.
And then being in the healthcare industry, it was really about, customer service and looking at how you can improve the customer's experience. So I think while those didn't translate immediately to the wine industry, and like we were talking earlier, I'm certainly self-taught when it comes to marketing, social media, not areas I ever worked in. But I do know business development, and so that helped with starting our own business. And then just looking at how we can be the best that we can be.
That's fabulous. And if you're just tuning in, this is DJ MJ. I'm here at Ramona Ranch Winery. I'm speaking with Teri, the co-owner, with her husband, Micole. I'm going to put his spelling of his name because it's different. Let me deviate just for a moment. Tell us a little bit about your husband, Micole, please.
Sure. So Micole and I are both from the Oregon coast, and he had a brother named Cole, and so his mom named him Micole, so it's Cole and Micole. So his name is spelled interestingly, but he was a welder fabricator, which is the perfect person to have on your winery team.
Because you need those containers, right?
He knows how to fix everything. And so winemaking equipment can be extremely expensive. And as a small business, we can't necessarily afford a $100,000 press, which we have. But I can tell you we bought it for about $5,000 because it was broken and needed fixed.
And I guess
Michael can
fixed it.
Yes,
Yay.
yes. So he's a welder fabricator, so he can
Wow.
pretty much fix anything. So we typically buy used, broken equipment, which fits in with being sustainable too.
Yes,
So
'cause
instead
it's
of
not
it
going into the dump.
exactly, instead of it going into the landfill, we're fixing it. We're elevating our winemaking experience.
Mm-hmm.
So we're making better wine because we have better equipment. It's like a chef, using a dull knife versus a sharp knife.
Exactly.
So the better your tools, the better the quality of your wine will be, as long as you start with a good product. So his skill set as a welder fabricator, say that fast, has really been a benefit to us. And he's also meticulous. So we're a good fit, because I'm usually the one at 50,000 feet going, let's do this, and he's the one figuring out how to get it done. And he's a perfectionist, so if it was up to him, we probably still wouldn't be open. He'd be waiting for everything to be perfect, and I'm more of, you get where we're going, let's just go.
Exactly. You know what? That's a good balance.
Mm-hmm.
So you two probably balance things out so nicely here. And speaking of balance and how things are happening here, what if I wanted to, well, my birthday's next month. So my birthday's next month. What if I wanted to have a celebration here? Who would I contact and how would I go about doing that?
Sure, you would reach out to me directly. So
Okay.
it's Teri, Teri, at RamonaRanchWines.com.
I will include that. Don't worry.
Yeah, and we are open. We're actually open Thursday through Monday.
Okay.
And then we also offer VIP tours and private wine tasting experiences, classes, and we are huge lovers of music. So we have live music here every Sunday afternoon from 2 to 5. We focus on our local musicians. You can see we've got a baby grand piano here in the tasting room.
Yes, it is
so
gorgeous.
We typically will have someone here playing the piano the first Sunday of each month. Then we rotate through country, Americana, and rock.
I love it. So what's your favorite or your current wine that's your go-to right now?
My favorite right now is our estate Tannat. And again, very rare, less than 0.1% of vineyards in the state of California grow Tannat. It's extremely rare, a big, delicious wine, and just fabulous for pairing with food, for enjoying just a glass of it in the evening. So that's kind of my go-to wine right now. And I also love our estate Sangiovese. So a little bit a brighter, lighter wine. I love food and wine pairings, so I'm always looking at what goes with what.
If I came in and I said, I'm making, roast beef. I'm making roast beef. You would be able to help me choose one from one of your wines that would be great for pairing that.
Absolutely. And I would ask, are you going to add, like a classic roast beef for me, add pepperoncinis and turn it into an Italian style, and then I would serve it with the Sangiovese.
Okay.
But if I was going to go with more of green olives and lemons, I might serve it with the Tuscan. With the Tannat.
So she can help you. She can guide you to choices that would be more appropriate for different types of meals, which is good to know because sometimes people just won't know. We'll want to get something, but we're not. If you don't already have the background, the culinary background, or being a connoisseur of wine, or just a lover of wine, you're going to need a little help. You're going to need a little leg up to guide you to something. And continuing with that thought pattern, what about the ones that you choose for tastings? Do you choose something, do you have like a white and a red per day that you choose? Or do you kind of let people choose on their own? Because you don't want to open every single bottle that you have because that's just not cost effective.
So we typically try to have at least one white, one rosé, and several reds available for people to taste.
Okay.
Typically have 8 to 10 bottles available to try on the tasting menu.
Wow.
And then I will, when one is getting low, I'll pull it off and replace it.
Okay.
So
that's smart. That's very smart. I love that. And you already know how to get a hold of her if you want to get any more information, because we can come to the winery and get wine that we want. But do you ship as well?
We do. You can order online at our website, and we do ship all over the United States. We hold the permits that allow us to do that.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and then we also, everybody who works here loves wine. So it's a great way to stop by, get a recommendation for a local restaurant, or again, talk to us about what you want to serve. Wine makes the perfect gift. If you're not sure what to get somebody, handcrafted, locally made wine is, always a win.
Because it's better than just going to your regular grocery store and picking up a bottle from one of their wines, because you're just getting something that everyone and their mother has. Come on, let's be honest. That's what we're really getting. But if you go to a local winery, you're able to choose from something that a family, people have put their love and their heart into choosing something that's special and unique. And what you will find out as we continue doing Winery Wednesdays is that each and every one of these wineries has their own specialty, and each one is unique, and each one is so beautiful. I can't even stand how beautiful each one is. I think, oh my goodness, I'm never going to find another one as beautiful as this one. Well, and then the next thing I know, there's another one, and they're gorgeous too, but in their own unique ways. So right now, if you're tuning in, you're listening to Winery Wednesdays with DJ MJ, and I'm here in Ramona at Ramona Ranch Winery speaking with Teri, the lovely Teri, co-owner with her husband Micole of this gorgeous winery. And I just have like a couple more questions for you, Teri, if I may.
Please.
What I'm thinking is, after we've chosen the wine and we have the location, we know what you like making here, but do you have a region that you love specially? Anywhere in the world that you've been to? As a military background, you probably got to travel a little bit. So where would you go to get wine if you could go anywhere right now?
Well, if I could go anywhere, that's an interesting question. I would probably say let's go to Spain.
I'll go with you. I'm down with that.
But ironically, we do travel with our wine club. So we are taking 25, 30 guests with us to Hungary next month.
Really?
And we're going to spend a couple weeks touring Hungary, tasting the wines of Hungary.
I would have
Romania,
never guessed.
Bosnia,
They're known
Serbia,
for their wine?
and Croatia. Absolutely. It's where, if you look at where wine came from in the world, it came from the old world. And Hungary was a much larger footprint before
That's
the
true.
wars. And
They
so
got split up.
So that's where a lot of the wine in the world originated. So we're going to be heading off to Hungary. I encourage people to follow us on Facebook.
Oh, yes,
but
I
then
do.
Closer to home on Wednesday, we are actually heading down to Guadalupe Valley.
Nice.
So it's about 2.5 hours south of Ramona, south of Borrego. It's an easy trip through Tecate at the border, and it's an amazing wine region. So I encourage people, if you've not been there, you will be surprised. There are beautiful estate wineries. There's smaller wineries. Interestingly enough, there's a Russian population of winemakers down there, and they have a strong tie with France. So a lot of the wine students in Guadalupe Valley actually do their internships in France. And so it's a great place to go discover Spanish, French, and Italian wines just down the road from us. If you don't come up to Ramona, I encourage you to go to Guadalupe Valley. And again, we're heading there on Wednesday.
And that's what's fascinating, is that Teri doesn't know this, but DJ MJ and Mike, we used to live in Tecate.
Oh.
So when she mentioned that, it really is easy crossing of the border to get there, and there is a lot of beauty on the other side of the border. So like she said, I encourage you as well to go to see different things, to try different places and have different experiences, especially if it's related to wine and you go across the border. It's a beautiful thing to see and to try out and to expand your horizons.
And they now have several Michelin star restaurants down in Guadalupe Valley.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I really do.
So they really celebrate food and wine down there.
Thank you. So Teri, my final question for Teri, everyone, is there anything special you really want our listeners to know about Ramona Ranch Winery?
Well, I think probably the most important thing is, again, we're San Diego County's only certified sustainable vineyard and winery. So sustainable is a great buzzword. A lot of people like to use it. But we actually, because we're certified, we have
You
on-site
practice what you preach.
and we're audited. So we have auditors come on site that test our soil, that test our water. They look at our energy outflow. They look at our community relations. So we're actually evaluated on 16 different categories.
Yowza.
So we're
And you have to pass all
we
of
have
those
to pass
16 categories.
Yes,
too.
and we're super close to being net zero on our energy.
Wow.
We practice regenerative farming. So there's just a lot of cool things that go into being a certified sustainable vineyard and winery. And I welcome people to come to Ramona. It's a great community. The wineries, we know each other, we work together. We have a fabulous organization called the Ramona Valley Vineyard Association, the rvva.org. You can go online there and look at a bunch of different wineries and plan a day trip up to visit us. We're not that far.
No, they really aren't. It's not a long trip. As you know, DJ MJ lives in Julian, but I work in Borrego Springs, so it's not too far to just go up through Ranchita and head towards Ramona. And you can come by and you can see Teri, you can meet her, you can talk to her here at Ramona Valley Ranch. And there's no valley in it, excuse me. It's Ramona Ranch Winery. I don't know why I added valley. Maybe because I'm thinking about the radio station, because we have valley in our name. But correct it, Ramona Ranch Winery. And it's a beautiful location. It's gorgeous in here. I will take more pictures, and I'll take a little picture with Teri if that's okay with her later. And I just want to thank you all for listening to me here on BVCR The Ram, and for Teri allowing me to visit this afternoon in this gorgeous location, beautiful setting. And it's just so welcoming. It's so nice. And those chandeliers, people. I'm taking pictures of those chandeliers because they are supremely gorgeous. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. Borrego and beyond. Thank you for tuning in today. And stay tuned for the next episode of Winery Wednesdays with MJ here on BVCR The Ram.
That's right. We don't need no stinking FCC. That's why our call letters are BVCR. That stands for Borrego Valley Community Radio, the hyperlocal, the original, The Ram.